Hello everyone, I'm here to answer your questions today. Got a bunch of them on the table and have decided to do so while I'm playing Rogue Galaxy so you can laugh at how much I suck at it while we're going, make it a little bit more fun for everyone. So let's just jump right into it while we go in here. First question, or two questions, comes from Poor Pig. First part says, describe and list the highlights from your book and record shelves. Well, I don't have any books on a bookshelf because when I do read, I generally find something online and I don't tend to read that often for fun. It's usually something that I just kind of have. Oh, look, it's not 3D. It's usually just something that I do because I have to. I have something to catch up on, but I do have a lot of music right now, close to 1,000 albums. Been closing in on that for like forever though. Oh, he's also not 3D. Awesome. Highlights from that, I would say, would be all my complete discographies, which, you know, it's mostly just basic stuff: AC/DC, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, the classics of rock and metal and all that. But I do have a couple of rarities. Wrong by No Means No is one of them. Is a very good album. I'm closing in on Elvieti's full discography. I'm 1 or 2 albums away from that right now. So there's a few good things in there, you know, that aren't just basic, of course. Next part of her question is, what is your favorite dance, or what are your favorite dances? I'm not much of a dancer, but if I had to pick one, I would go ahead and say the safety dance. Just kind of strikes my fancy a little bit, I guess. Fuck that spike room. Next question will come from Cohen's Disciple. What are your favorite games, films, and songs? Favorite movie, I'll start with that, is Slapshot, because I'm a huge hockey fan, and it's a great movie through and through, so it just hits me on both areas. Growing up, Clue was also one of my favorite movies. It still is. It's hilarious. After that, The Godfather really is one I can watch over and over and over again and still love. Not too many I'd put above those, and of course I'm already dead. I do want to give a good shout out though. I have Tommy by The Who on film, and I do think that's amazing, and if you haven't seen that, everyone, you should see that. As far as games, favorite game is Zombies Ate My Neighbors, and you should know that because I tell everybody that every chance I can, it seems like. Favorite song, I did a 500 best songs list a couple years ago, and number one at that time was Mr. Crowley by Ozzy Osbourne, because I love how theatrical it is, and I love the melodic solos. I love Randy Rhoads on that song. Still kind of stays up there. I rotate around, just depends on the mood I'm in, the style of song I want, so, but I'll go with that for now. And yeah, no, that's it for that question. I already did the films. So next question comes from Wasteland, as we get back to the game and stop being distracted from the game with questions. Wasteland's question is, what's your favorite food to eat after a big night of drinking? This is a trick question, because I don't tend to eat after a big night of drinking. I tend to just kind of go to sleep without eating anything. So I really, if I do eat... Am I leaving a trail of farts right now? What the hell? That's okay. Yeah, no, after a big night of drinking, I just, if it's anything, it's like snack foods, potato chips, but I really don't have any big meals or anything. I know a lot of people want to take some of the buzz off with food, but I never really need to, so I just don't. Next question comes from, when I can safely read it, the next question will come from G6 and 3D, which came first, the chicken or the egg? I don't get why people have such a difficult time with one of these kind of questions, because, I mean, chickens evolved from dinosaurs, which laid eggs, so obviously eggs existed before chickens did, and I'm just, right now, I'm gonna die. Okay, wait, oh, look at that! Eventually I figured it out. Yeah! Not such a dumbass. Woo! Next question. Oh, finally, a safe room. Zafarouk, who would win in a fight, Pyramid Head or the Haka? I really never knew how to say that. Isn't that kind of a stupid question, though? Because they're both going to lose to the player eventually. Just saying. But between the two, Pyramid Head probably, because he just strikes me as more of a dick. He'd take the cheap shot and he'd get the win. Yeah, no. I need to be more focused for that room. Next set of questions comes from 1212 the Doctor. If you could be a rock, how bumpy would you be? How bumpy would you want me to be? I think that's the more important question. I'd probably be fairly rigid. You know, you'd get a good feel that I was there, kind of a jerk about it. That's kind of it. If you prepare a plate of pasta for yourself inside your apartment, this is a long one, I might not actually be moving for a bit in the game. You sit down at the dinner table expecting to devour the pasta before you. However, the pasta begins to rise up from your plate and starts jumping up and down on the table. You can, number 1, activate the fire alarm and spray it with water. Number 2, outsmart it. Or number 3, continue eating it as normal. Well, I've been told for a good part of my life about the flying spaghetti monster in the sky, and if I did see a moving spaghetti monster, I think I would just be in such awe that I wouldn't be able to do anything about that. So I definitely wouldn't eat it because, I mean, what? And I definitely wouldn't throw a fire alarm on it to spray it with water because I don't even have that kind of a fire alarm. So outsmart, it's the only one left, but I mean, seriously, how do you outsmart the flying spaghetti monster from the sky? That's just, come on. Next question comes from Yo Mama 99. Which video game characters would you fuck, marry, kill? I don't really find digital women all that attractive. I know that they're made to the ridiculous portions that people tend to enjoy more than others when they like gawking at women, but they never seem real enough for me to find them attractive. It always seems too fake. So it's hard to say which one to fuck. Mary is at least a personality thing. Oh, there's no further way down. That's such a waste of a friggin' hallway. As far as Mary goes, I'd say Noriko from Heavenly Sword, even though she's definitely a working woman, and she wouldn't be home a hell of a lot. You gotta love that resilience, that ability for her to just take anything that anybody says to her and say, fuck you, I'm strong, and just keep going. You gotta love that. And that's that's a trait that you'd want to pass on to kids if you had kids, so that's definitely wife material to me. Plus, I mean, strong. Who doesn't want a strong wife? That's just like, come on. And then as far as kill goes, the most obvious answer for me to kill is already been killed. It's Desmond from Assassin's Creed. I mean, come on. There's really no one else in video game lore that I say kill for either. It's pretty much just Desmond. I'm glad he's dead. Don't bring him back. And why are we still doing the modern era? He's dead. And of course, I'm dead too. Did I skip one of those? No, I didn't. I covered it all. Understand that's the next question. Why is my furniture talking to me? Well, because you touch yourself at night. I mean, I thought that was fairly self-explanatory. That's what it keeps telling you. Obsequious Chewbacca says, what is your favorite movie from January to April 1989? I am not going to look that up to see what movies released in January to April 1989, I mean, and I assume that's what you mean is released in those times, not what was my favorite movie when I existed during the months of January, February, March, and April of 1989, where I was not even a whole year old. So I'm not gonna look that up. I'm not. But, 80s movies, I can pick one. And just say Clue again, really. How glad are you that I was able to inspire a comment/quote for you to add to one of your blogs? You have no idea how long that search can go on for before I can find just the right quote for each of my blogs. So it can be thrilling to find one. It's like that scene in A Christmas Story where the teacher's grading all of the papers and then she comes across Ralphie's and it's that sea of boredom and F's and then she just loves it, A+ across the board. That can be what it's like for me when I find just the right quote sometimes on a really slow day. day. Sometimes, though, I find it pretty quickly, and it's like, oh, well, I'm glad I didn't have to search, and it doesn't hit me quite as much. So, military veteran gamer gives me the next several questions. If you could... Oh, I better actually start moving the game forward. If you could crap perfect cubes or stars, which shape would you choose and why to crap out your ass? Shapes are not really the first thing you think about. Because, I mean, are we talking like big cubes and small stars? Because obviously small stars. I mean, but if they have to be equal size, which I'm sure is the qualifier, I'm going to have to say cubes because stars just have more points. I feel like that would be more uncomfortable. Plus, if you turn it the other way, it could get stuck more easily. So, you know, that. Why do you make me think of these things? Were you a fan of that comic series that your avatar comes from, or did you just happen to find the image and liked it? I assume you mean the smiling picture image, which is actually not from a comic. It's a picture of Bob Dobbs, who is the basically the Jesus of the Church of the Subgenius, which is a fake religion that recognizes it's a fake religion and exists only to take your donations. And it's pretty, I mean, it's hilarious. Some of the holidays they have going, some of the things that they do. Oh, damn it. What? Oh. Oh, now you can do it. Now you can figure it out. There you go. Just for a laugh, it's nice to look that up if you've never looked into that before. Damn it. Just see some of the things that they do. It's, you know, their version of sermons or worships or anything like that. It's basically just one big amateur comedy jam. So it can be, you know, that gives you an idea of what that is. And I chose that as my avatar because it was like a hidden thing of the internet for a little while. It was the Church as a Subgenius. It's just people who built computers hid stuff of Bob in there for a very, very, very long time. And someone showed me that, and it was just, it's so interesting to me. I thought it was a cool thing to do. And I just eventually got so used to it, I never changed. That's very, very boring compared to what you might have thought that answer was going to be, too. His next question is, thankfully, boxers, briefs, or panties, which would you wear over your head if you decided to steal women's lingerie to start a collection? Now, you see the question marks going above my farting character's head right now? Yeah, that's me. If you're going to start a stolen women's lingerie collection, why would you put male boxers or briefs? Why you'd have to put panties? Because why would you put boxer? What? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't signify what you're doing in any way, shape, or form. I mean, come on. If you had to be kicked in the nads, would you rather be kicked by a uniformed football or basketball player? That's a fairly simple one to answer as well, because uniformed football players wear cleats and basketball players do not. So that's yeah. That's a very obvious situation right there. The next question comes from Codsqualic. I assume that's how you say that. If I'm saying it wrong, I don't know how you'll correct me. But which sports headphones should I get? I'm guessing as sports headphones go, you just want something like for working out or something like that. Best quality audio is... oh, damn. Best quality audio is Bose, of course, but they're hella expensive. I tend to use those JVC headphones that you just put right in your ear, those little nubs, and I get those for like $10, and they're actually one of the better quality ones that last, even for those little things. So I would recommend that if you can get them to stay in your ear while you're working out. Ooh, Barfsville. That's going to be interesting. Other than that, they do make headphones that have clips instead of just going in your ear. I would recommend that because, my experience, anything else falls off way too easily while I'm working out. It just gets annoying. Next question from Kratos God of War 3. How many times have you called in sick to work from being drunk? The answer to that is, oh my god. Okay, I should have paid more attention to that. This is... The answer is never, to the question. I've never called in for being too drunk. I've just gone.